Let me sit next to you, see if we're both in front.
Is the lighting okay?
Yeah, the lines. The lines are okay.
This chair's annoying me.
I'll do one more. Test again. Nice. To be honest, the camera on here is not that. The audio on there is not that bad, but it's more clear with
Better
it.
quality, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I'm here with
Smith.
Yes sir, yes sir. Age?
23.
23.
Yeah, man. I'm old.
Yeah. Ethnicity?
Nigerian. Wait, am I the oldest one to come on the so far?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a record. I'll take it.
I think you're tied with like someone else.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, you're Nigerian?
Nigerian. Irish.
Irish.
Lived in Ireland, but I'm Nigerian on both. Depends what's going on. I choose between one or the other.
Yes, sir. Which one are you gonna go with?
Today,
yeah.
Nigeria just lost in football to Rwanda, so I'm Irish today, bro.
Rubbish.
I'm Irish, bro. I'm Irish. You gotta run away from Nigeria sometimes, bro.
Nah, for sure. Wait, so are we in the World Cup then?
African Cup of Nations. I think that's what they were playing for.
Oh, okay. Which is
next year.
Next year.
Next year. So Ghana's not in it because they lost.
okay.
Yeah. So, but we also lost as well, and we drew to another team. So I don't know what the ties are, but we need to win like our next few games to make sure that we qualify.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. It's something not seeing us in the World Cup last time. To be honest, man. Yeah.
So I think Nigeria's too corrupt, bro.
You think?
They mess up everything, bro. They mess up. I heard this story once. They were playing football, and then obviously you know that light isn't consistent like it is here, like electricity.
Yeah.
And bro, the stadium just went pitch black, and it was dark. Like, what are you gonna do?
Nah, man.
The stadium just went pitch black. So if they're not willing to invest properly into the facilities, then they don't deserve to win a World Cup and get paid how much, and then someone will even just steal the trophy like that, bro. They're in that country.
Because I said to my friend, like, if for example, say you're a footballer, a lot of my friends were having this rebuttal where it's like, I think I would play for England because Nigeria's a bit techie, but with me, I'm like I would play for Nigeria, man. I have to represent the country and stuff. Well, in my case, Congo, because my last name will be Mazinga. I have to, but it's
up to you, bro. You can choose.
Yeah, what would you do then?
I'd always want to go home. I'd always want to play for Nigeria where I was born, like rep my country, because England can be biased because you're not only facing other people from different countries like Africa or I don't know, Asia. You're also facing the people who were born here, the Brits. Yeah. And there can be a bias sometimes. Like one time when you actually realize what football is, it's like your contacts who you know, and it's literally like opinion based.
Yeah.
You know, yes, there's a school aspect, but it can be opinion based. So I'd go home, bro, where I'm loved.
You go to Nigeria.
Yeah.
But then it's a thing where it's like you have a family, you have a wife, you have kids. England are saying 50 million to come play for us. Nigeria saying 1 million.
I've heard that, you know, but you know what it is? I think I'd rather be a legend in my home country than be a legend here.
Exactly.
I'd rather them appreciate me more. Like, look at, for example, Giannis Antetokounmpo when he went back to Nigeria. It's crazy, bro. Victor Osimhen, crazy. Like, you get the respect back in your hometown.
Yeah.
And you know that's an accomplishment. So I'd rather play for Nigeria than play for England because I really don't have any loyalties to this country. Forgive me. I ain't got no loyalty to this country. You know, I'm just living here trying to survive. But back home is where I belong. Like, if I want to retire, get old, I'll probably go back home. Maybe.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know.
Jeez.
Bro, do you know what I did? I was with my friends, and they said to me that it's deep. They said to me that they don't actually pay rent in Nigeria. Your house is your house, and you don't actually pay rent. Deep.
Well, if you, I think you have to buy the land.
Yeah, buy the land, build the house.
But
the money, like, let's say, for example, if you have 50k here, they're going to invest into Nigeria, bro.
Oh, you're fine.
You're sorted. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, my dad came recently, about 3 grand. Yeah. 3 grand is like 4 million naira there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Live a decent, like,
the conversion rate is crazy. So if you're rich here, then you're sorted in Africa. So buy your land, build your house, and bro, who's going to disturb you for rent? Bro, you know what I'm saying? All you need is a generator, make sure your light is running, and that's it, bro.
You're fine, yeah.
So I wouldn't mind, you know. I wouldn't mind because of that.
So is that like the end goal, or it's just a consideration?
Recently, it's been a consideration. I never thought I'd go back home because, you know, I don't know if your parents as well, but my mom was like, yeah, but I'm leaving this country as soon as my little sister's grown. Bro, she said she has no loyalties here. Her family of people are back at home, so she wants to go back to Nigeria. Yeah. But I've been thinking, like, it could be an easy life. You could enjoy in Africa if you're sorted here. But I haven't thought about it properly. It's just one of those passing thoughts that went by. So
Yeah. So then that would mean, in my head, I said, that would mean your wife would have to be Nigerian?
my wife could be anything. It's a matter of just, that's why I said I have to discuss with her. 'Cause she could be from, I don't know,
Ethiopia,
Zimbabwe, Kenya. She could be anywhere.
Yeah. They're all black countries. Well, no.
I wouldn't mind.
Polish.
I wouldn't mind, you know.
Russian.
I wouldn't mind. I had issue with white people back before, but I don't know. I'm thinking about food, but I like eating, so I want like an African. Not to say that they can't cook.
Yeah.
I know some white people that can chef it up, bro. But you know what I'm saying? We're going to a party, we're going to an event, and I don't want them feeling awkward.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I truly appreciate black women. I love my black women. So
Yeah.
I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
I love my black women. So
Of course.
definitely African.
Because I said the same thing. It's kind of like, it's familiar and it's familiar.
Yeah.
But with me, I wouldn't know. I like other cultures. I like, I like Spanish people. Their food, Spanish food is calm. And I think they're similar to Nigerians, but they're more, and I like how they're family orientated. You know, Spanish people have like 50 cousins.
Yeah, Spanish, Latina, all them.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah,
So if not black, if not Nigerian or African or black, it would be Latina, but only God knows. What do you like to do in your spare time?
It's funny, I was actually thinking about this. I want to be able to read more. I want to be able to do a lot more. I do a lot of reflecting, let me say that much. But I want to be able to read more. I want to be able to stay away from that digital stuff.
Okay.
So right now I don't have social media. Well, I haven't had social media for quite a while. Ever since my Snapchat got deleted. Yeah. Because I got locked out of my old phone number, so I can't access it. So that happened in 2021, 2022. Ever since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just said
I haven't had Snap probably since then. Wow. So, and then that just kind of led to my social media decline. So Instagram, I deactivated my Instagram account like almost a year ago. I only have like my second account, which I barely use, just for my photography stuff and other creative projects. But going back to the question, I have to stay away from digital stuff, but it's crazy because I love playing games. I love my PS5, I love my COD, I love my FIFA, I love playing with the guys online. So I play a bit of game, go to the gym when I can. I like watching series. I'm a series guy. Getting into movies recently. I do read here and there, but I'm also a reflective guy. So what that means is that, or for me, what that means, like I like being in silence. Literally, I can work in silence and I won't feel anything. I see music as a distraction and stuff. And sometimes when I started working from home at my placement year, this was 2021. In my placement year, I had like TV in the background as a crutch because how could I be home for 8 hours a day in one spot doing work? I ran insane, bro. I hated remote working, but I started to like it once I found out how to actually cope with being alone by yourself for 8 hours a day, staring at a screen. Like, bro, you're not talking to anyone. Let's have a meeting. But then I just liked that because I couldn't really focus. I'd be distracted watching stuff. But yeah, I just love being in silence. So sometimes you'll catch me just being by myself. I'll be in a car driving, maybe an hour, 20 minutes, no music, nothing. Like, I'm just always in my head, always reflecting, always trying to hear, different things and see what I was doing before. How can I do better? Situations. So yeah, I'm always just reflecting. I love gaming, going to the gym, hanging out with people. Yeah.
Would you say that's healthy, reflecting all the time?
I think reflecting is good because it helps to build a sense of self-awareness.
I agree.
It helps to build self-awareness. So there's people in this world who aren't self-aware. So I could be doing something that irritates you and I won't be able to know because I might not be able to recognize your body language or recognize how you may react to that and see it as a bad thing. So I like to reflect on if it's faith-based or my faith Christianity, what I can do to become a better, what I can do to love God more, like my actions. The Bible says, if you love me, you obey my commands. So what can I do to become more obedient to God? If we're going to talk about personal basis as well, personality-wise, okay, what did I do last time that might have ticked someone off? How can I avoid doing that? How can I compromise to make sure that my friendship, or not compromise, but adapt to make sure that I can maintain friendships and different dynamics? Because, bro, friendships are crazy. I'm realizing that. And when it comes to loving someone, not romantically, but just having love for someone, that takes work, bro. Love takes work, and people don't realize that. And it's I'm more of a guy, I like things being reciprocated. So if let's say we're even best friends and we come to uni, you now move to, I don't know, Lancashire, and I'm in Southampton, 2 different, it's almost like a 4-hour journey. And I still appreciate our friendship. And let's say, for example, I'm always the one messaging you, checking up on you, but I don't feel that coming back from you reciprocated, then part of me is gonna feel like, oh, does this person not cherish our friendship as much as I do because they're not putting effort to talk? But then again, I've also learned that might not be the case because some people might prefer physical meetups, while other people could prefer or be used to talking digitally or over the phone. And I recognize that one of my friendships as well. So it's about having a mutual understanding, and being able to not compromise but adapt to one another and have expectations of, okay, I know you prefer to meet up, I prefer to talk, how can we meet in the middle to make sure that we're both, satisfying that need of, okay, friendship, you get what I'm saying? It's work, bro. Loving someone, friendships, romantically, everything is work, bro. So
go on, bro.
It is healthy for me, I believe so, but not too much because you can get in your head, and when you get in your head, you can be so isolated, and there's dangers in that as well because I've fallen into that trap where you can you can become so isolated in your thoughts that it's detrimental to you. You know, it's not productive. You're just overthinking, and I overthink a lot. So there's a good and a bad, but always remember to come back down to planet Earth and be like, okay, cool. This is the reality of the situation. How can we now lock in and do what we need to do?
Yeah. I was smiling because that's very mature. That's a very mature answer, isn't it? But now, I was even about to say, like, isn't it... I was thinking, because I do that a lot too. Like, in my thoughts, I'll be in my thoughts. But, like, I was going to say, doesn't it get a bit lonely? Which you kind of already answered. But, yeah, it's a thing where it's like, if you're constantly, like in your own space and stuff, like, don't you feel like, oh, damn? Because sometimes it leads to overthinking and stuff. Yeah. Well, I guess, I guess there's that, and then there's the gym and series. What series do you like watching?
I'm a drama guy, drama, sitcoms, I love it. So right now I'm rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
It's funny, bro, I love it.
Is it animated? No.
Oh, it's like real people, so it's detectives in New York, like comedy type.
Them ones, yeah.
I watch Friends and all those.
I've seen Suits. Yeah. I want to watch Suits. Yeah, I've seen.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
You were like, I think, knowing you would love it, bro.
Oh, really?
It would take your mind to that next stage of like, okay, this is where I'm at. Yeah. This is where I want to be. Bro, when you encounter Mike, Harvey, all those guys, bro, it changed my life. I've been watching Disney stuff. Well, not recently, but I had a time just rewatching old shows, nostalgia. So like, always the Waverly Place, Good Luck Charlie. That's a Raven.
All the old ones,
all the old ones.
They don't do it like them anymore nowadays.
Nah,
it's unfortunate.
But that's the generation. And then other than that, what was I watching recently? Suits. I've got a whole list on my phone. I don't want to check it. But the last proper series I was watching, Bel-Air. The new one.
The new one. Is it good? I don't like watching remakes, Smith, because it's like, for me, that's my issue. There's no creativity. There's something there, and you're just copying and pasting.
Bro, do you know what it is? You've seen the original Fresh Prince, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
Finished it. Now, I want you to watch Bel-Air. Now, what I didn't like about it was that it's a new cast.
Yeah.
So it took me like a few episodes to get into it. But bro, the drama,
serious?
My days.
Oh, man.
Bro, I think you should watch it.
Really?
We've got 3 seasons, and because I binge watch, like, I can finish it in like 2 days. I have to wait a whole year till the next one comes out. Not even like 1 year, like a year and 5 months. So I hate that, but I think you should watch Bel-Air. It's a recommendation.
It's not finished?
They're on season 3. Like, bro, I feel like it just almost started to an extent, because season 1 is origin, you could say. Season 2, not really getting into it, but settling. Season 3, I haven't watched it yet, because I'm watching it with someone as well. So I haven't seen that, but you'll enjoy it. Yeah. Guaranteed.
Watching it with a girlfriend or?
A friend now, not a girlfriend.
Okay.
I'm watching it with multiple people. I can't even say that. Multiple people.
I
got friendship people, I got individuals, but the thing is, they can't get past season 1.
Really?
So that's why I can't, because I was watching by myself. Then I recommend. So I got to season 2 by myself, recommended it to people. They finished season 1. Recommended to other people they watch season 1, but we can never get past season 2. So
man. I'm surprised though. Like, you haven't seen what's that other one that I really liked? Because I'm a movie person. Because when you said you're getting into films, I was like, there we go. Because I'm more movies. I love films. I'm a film fanatic. But I'm surprised. Have you seen Peaky Blinders? You have to have. You finished it?
Yeah.
What? There's like 1 million seasons. Isn't there like 10 seasons? No?
Something like that. I think it's, I'm not sure under, but I like old stuff. I like that medieval stuff. So I watched Bridgerton when it came out graphic, but I watched I want to watch like Queen Charlotte and all those, The Crown. Like, I'm into the olden days. anything that doesn't have like a car technology is medieval for me.
Oh, you love that, yeah. You don't really like the modern, which is weird because you've seen Suits. You're watching this.
I'm adaptive. I like it, but I'm more intrigued in like older stuff. But I haven't watched that many older stuff. I like good older stuff. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So Peaky Blinders was great for me. But obviously the new stuff now, I don't watch every new series that comes out.
Yeah.
Only things I feel like I would like or would be beneficial. Like with Suits, it was good, dramatic, but I was also able to learn a lot. Like with me, I like to take the learning out of things I do.
Of course.
I'm all about developmental self-help.
Yeah.
And with Suits, I've learned something. With Blackish, don't know if you've seen that. I love that show.
A bit. My cousin watches it.
Learned a few things. Grownish, seen that. You know, so I'm always trying to pick out what would be good for me. But at the end of the day, I love a good sitcom, like My Wife and Kids, all that type of stuff. So.
Yeah. Oh, damn, Smith, you watch them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. They're good, funny, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Because that's what I need to watch. Because I look at modern day series and stuff. I'm like, this is rubbish. Yeah. But it's really back in the day. I think they did it well. I think nowadays it's more business minded, so it's like, how can we make the most money and stuff like that. But back then there was creativity to it. Yeah. That's why I loved it. Yeah. Why do you want to get into reading?
Why do I want to?
Yeah.
So there are many reasons. In some of my previous roles, or whether it like things I was doing, I needed to just get better at it, and what other way to get better than to read a book? Someone said to me that a book literally comprises of someone's life experience, whether it be 40 years, 30 years, 50 years. So why would you not want to pick up this book and learn something that someone went through 40 years or took them 40 years of experience to go through and implement it yourself? So that's one reason why I want to read. I also want to get away from digital stuff as well, because I think it can be a distraction, the infinite scroll. I'll be honest, I've been on TikTok recently, and I've been scrolling, and you know, I'm looking at Chill Guy and all those stuff, and I've just been laughing, sending people Chill Guy meme and everything, bro. So I love cars as well, so I look at car videos, and it's distracting, and it doesn't really do. I'm someone who appreciates time, and it doesn't really do much for me. So, and to be honest, I could alternatively be in my bed watching a series or just lying on my bed. But for me, I prefer that because I feel like I'm getting time back to myself. And I'm not just wasting it. It might seem wasteful to other people, but with how busy I once was and really learned to appreciate having time for myself, like I consider that time for myself, lying in my bed watching a series. That's Smith time. My friends will hate that because I used to say that to them all the time. Like, oh, bro, you're trying to play a game. Smith time, bro. I'm sorry. They don't want to reach 9 p.m, bro. Done. I'm not doing anything. So, whereas I'm scrolling infinitely, I feel like I'm wasting. I'm not doing much for myself. I'm just occupying myself with things that don't help. So, no.
I guess it's not time wasted if you utilize it well. Obviously, When it gets to a point where it's like that's all you're doing for hours on end, then I guess it's unhealthy. I wanted to say, have you heard about Stoicism? So basically, it's a mass. Actually, okay, let me just flow. I'm overthinking. Like, that's what we were just talking about. So basically, you know how you spoke about your faith and stuff like that. Where do you stand between like philosophy and stuff? Because when it comes to reading, there's a philosophy like, you know, communism and all that stuff. There's one called Stoicism, and it's basically just being emotionless or accepting what's happening around you, right? And someone wrote a whole book about it, and that's like, I don't like reading. Ironically, I'm writing a book, but I don't like reading. I'd rather watch or be practical with it. Okay. But it's basically a book written by like a Roman emperor, and like about how he dealt with his emotions and stuff like that. But where do you stand with like philosophies and stuff? Do you think it's good from a Christian perspective, or do you think that's
when you say philosophies? Do you have an example?
For example, there's one philosophy called Taoism, right? And it's just about letting go of everything. Basically, just let go. If your family member passed away, it's okay. It's part of life. Just let go. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's like, it tells, I don't know if that's a good example, but it tells you about like, it has the whole point of that is adopting the art of letting go. So you're never attached to anything.
Where does that come from? Where does that derive from?
I wonder, to be honest, I don't really know. But I think it's just a mindset someone adopted and then it just...
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like Marxism. I don't think it started at Karl Marx, right? But it's like from someone and then other people related and
okay.
went with it.
My take on philosophy
Yeah.
when it comes to the Christianic faith. I want to say that I'm a Bible believer.
Okay.
In the sense that if it's not in the Bible, then
forget it.
Yeah, so that's me. But I also understand that context is very big as well when you look at the Bible. And one thing that we need to realize as well is that the things that were being said in the Bible or what was happening in the Bible was based on the time that it was in. So, for example, when Jesus is using parables, when parables or examples are being used, like, oh, bring me like 5 rams or give me like 10 baskets or whatever it is. It's like it was set to what was going on at that time because that was what they were living in. Like that was what their world was. When it comes to other philosophies, I think it can be very dangerous as a believer to start adopting other philosophies. It depends on what it is. I think mainly because the Bible has been written in the wholeness that it is written in, and I believe that everything that's in it is able to sustain us in our journey as believers. So looking for anything outside of that kind of maybe you could say that it could lead to man-made opinions, man-made thoughts, but then it can also be a thing of revelation. But the thing is that the Bible says that there's nothing new under the sun. Meaning that there's nothing that hasn't been said or done before that's been brought into existence in terms of that. And when it comes to philosophies, I just like to be careful of like who I'm getting my information from or where they're even getting that information from. Because if you really think about philosophers and people who try to dissect the Bible, many of those men committed suicide, bro, because they just couldn't comprehend, they couldn't understand like what on earth is going on. But that's my take. I just, whatever the Bible says, I go with it. And then people can just have, words of wisdom from experience, from different things they've been through, which is fair enough. But then again, it's like, it depends on how you want to apply those things to your life. So you need to be careful what you're applying into your life and stuff. Like the Bible teaches us how to check things that are being said to us. An example was Paul. Was it Paul? Yeah, Paul in the New Testament. I won't go into it too much. But that's my take on philosophy. I'm not really... I don't really dive into it mainly because I just don't have interest in it, but I think it's important for us to be aware of these things, just that we know what's going on, and at the same time, comparing it to what the Bible actually says about some things, because I could have been alive like 5,000 years ago and I could have just been ticked off and just said something, and it's been passed down through generations, but that just came from me being ticked off and didn't come from anywhere, spiritual, whatever it is. Well, that's my take on it.
Okay, so I guess it comes with being wise or common sense, like just knowing what to avoid if it doesn't align with the Bible.
Definitely, because like the Bible says that He is the Word, and everything that's in the Bible is enough to sustain us, like to keep us going. And of course, there is wisdom. People are wise as well. God has given man wisdom as well. But at the same time, if that wisdom or if that advice or knowledge does not relate back to God's Word, then
fair enough.
Yeah.
Smith, the questions that come in my head are just random. So if I say one thing about God and then another thing about Iceland or something,
that's cool, bro.
Just give me your hands up. Cool. What do you think about the NDAs, near-death experiences? Okay. Like when people say, I died for 50 minutes and I went to hell, because I've seen all of them videos.
They died
all of them videos. Do you believe in them? What are your thoughts on them?
Do you know what it is? I've started to keep an open mind to when I hear, because I think, people are just talking whack. But then again, God does many things, and we can't put God in a box. You can't conceal God in a box. And I say that because I've also had experiences as well. So one thing that actually led me towards the faith, or made me actually become more conscious that, there is a God, there is a heaven, there is a hell, was that I was actually in my room one day. I think it was nighttime, and then, and then I don't think it was sleep paralysis. I don't know what it was. I still don't even understand sleep paralysis properly, but I remember that I was just in my room, and then all of a sudden I woke up from my sleep, and then I just saw myself sinking. Like I was in my bed lying flat, and I saw myself sinking. I was sinking down like into hell. When I was looking around me, like that's what the vision was. And like it's like that was a wake up call for me to be like, bro, this thing is real. So I can understand how that's a testament, because the one thing about the Christian faith, and my friends actually taught me this as well, they made me realize is that when it comes to having discussions about, okay, Christianity and other religions or beliefs, is that the one thing that is so profound about Christianity is the fact that there's a track record of witnesses. When I mean witnesses, like people who were able to see what was going on.
Yeah.
Like through many, 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 many years. Like something could have been said in, I don't know, Psalms in the beginning of the Bible.
Yeah.
And then come to life in Ephesians. That's a wide, a long time has passed. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Bible talks about how many witnesses there are, like a prophecy that was said back in the day, and like 1,000 years later, or how many years later, coming to life. And you get what I mean? So I don't even know why I was going that direction. Yeah. So when it comes to Christianity, when it comes to people saying they've had these experiences, like these are witnesses. Like it's not just being. Sometimes you could think that it's being far fetched, but other times it's like I've been able to experience. So I can say to you from my experience that this is what I went through. Yeah. So now I don't see it so hard to believe when someone says that. Oh my gosh, this happened, that happened, that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that from my experience. Like that's why it's called a testimony. I can testify. I can say that. Yeah, bro, that thing happened. So
yeah, fair enough. Because from my experience, Smith, my days. This is what I don't think I've ever had a time where I didn't believe there was a God. Because these demons used to play around with me when I was younger. Smith. Yeah. When I was back in my old house, when I was younger, they had a field day. My dad always used to send me upstairs to get his blanket right from his room. This is the first thing I'm gonna tell you everything. Because last night, it was anyway. Yeah. So yeah, he used to send me up to get covers. So I would get the covers. Daddy, go get the covers, and I'd run downstairs because I was afraid of the dark for some reason. I don't know. And then, like, every time, I promise I wouldn't lie about this. Every time I ran downstairs out of fear, I felt like I heard laughing. Mm-hmm. So that happened every time, and it's obviously that my dad kept asking me to do that, but I wouldn't like it because of that. The last time I remember it happened, I got the covers, same gist, ran down in the dark, didn't even bother switching on and off the lights. And as I was going down, there was a banister up here. As I was going down, I swear, I saw some dark figure. Like, I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, and it was just laughing. It was just some dark figure just standing there. That was the last time it happened. Then on top of that, I had bare sleep paralysis. I don't know why I had it so much. I had so much sleep paralysis that like I'd wake up at night. There was one time that I woke up at night. I just heard scratching. I couldn't move. It's like, you try and shout, couldn't move, heard scratching. There was one time I was dreaming, and you know when they operate, I've been meaning to tell someone this. You know when they operate on like patients and it's like on a board in films and stuff, or say you're trapped, like, it was like that, but there was a spotlight on me and it was darkness all around, and like, I couldn't move. I was trying to say Jesus, like so bad. And then obviously I said it, and then I remember just like my mom being there. And then that's the last thing I remember. But I had it so much when I was younger. That's why to this day, when I sleep in it, I haven't had it for a while. But when I sleep, I'm like, it's kind of like one eye open. I can't really sleep knowing, I'm fully comfortable because it's so bad. That's why I'm like, no, if that is true, there's no way God isn't real. Because all of this stuff is trippy, But when I saw them stuff, and it's like, oh, hell, I went to hell, I saw this, them thing would shame me to the core, man. Yeah. But it's weird because it shows how ungrateful I really am, because I'd see them videos and then I'd be like, after the first day or two of being scared, it kind of brushes past you, innit? Yeah, man.
I think it's just something to be conscious of, that this is reality. And there is so much going on than just more than us. When the Bible says the weapons of our warfare are not, Ephesians 6, they're not carnal, but they're spiritual, meaning that we're not fighting a physical battle, bro. It's a spiritual battle going on, which is more than our physical being. So I think it just kind of brings that awareness that, okay, I need you, Jesus, I need you, God. Let's sort this out, type of thing. But yeah, I can totally relate with that.
So how do you explain that to an atheist, though? Someone who doesn't believe God, they just think you're just talking rubbish about Harry Potter or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know what? I've had a few conversations with atheists, Islamic people, and even atheists as well. But I guess one thing that I just kind of thought about was that the witness thing that I mentioned as well.
Yeah.
But then also to the extent that there was a question that came up. Now I think this goes into like apologetics, people going out and speaking about the faith. But there was something that happened that was said. Someone was like, okay, Big Bang happened how many years ago? But we haven't seen anything similar to that since then.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
But it's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But even just thinking of that, like when was the last time two atoms collided and a whole bloody universe and a whole race country was created? So when you think about that, it's like kind of sounds like a stretch.
It does, man.
Because nothing of that caliber has happened again, well, to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So when you think about that as well, it just kind of makes me realize that surely there's more than there's more to what we are going through, and we just can't understand, like we just can't comprehend what that is. But we definitely know that there is some sort of power of being there. And even speaking to atheists, I realize that some people aren't actually atheists, they're agnostics. Sorry, I'm gonna say antagonists. That's like a villain. They're agnostic, meaning that they don't know. They're kind of in the middle, and you realize that when you have conversation with them, it's like, oh, I'm not Christian, but you know, I don't know, but there is a heaven or whatever. You see people that you don't know, that you know they don't go to church, but even God be like, oh, rest well, man, you're in heaven or something like that. So you do believe that there is something more, but you just don't want to fully accept, or you might not even be able to comprehend what that actually is, because there's so many religions and faiths and different things going on. But yeah, I think even when talking to them, just trying to understand like where their perspective is, because that's what I would actually say to them, like, bro, like, do you believe that you're just here and you're gonna die and that's just it? You don't believe there's no heaven, you don't believe there's no hell, you don't believe that there isn't something like more going on. The fact that, and there's this guy called Francis Chan, I think he's a pastor, I think it's Francis Chan, in the States, I believe, and he must have said something like, even with the way everything is orchestrated, like the way the earth is, the fact that the sun is positioned perfectly where it is, it's not like a few meters close or a few meters far apart, because if it was, apparently we'd burn too much. If it was far apart, we'd freeze too. Like, we're literally on an earth that is rotating, you know, and we're okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot going on, and like the world is literally spinning really quickly as we're here now, and for some reason we're not flying around like a balloon that's just been let loose. Like, there's so much that you think about that you just think like, are you literally telling me science or atoms or whatever it is had a part to play? Do you get what I'm saying? So think about it that way, just kind of, and it's not about convincing, but it's about getting people's minds to be open. About the fact that, well, you do want to convince at the end of the day, but it's about getting people's mind open, like, oh, like, actually I didn't see it in that way. Like, I'm actually not just gonna be in autopilot and just be going with the flow. Like, when I actually sit down and think about it, it's like, wow, there are a lot of questions to ask, and we don't know who to ask these questions to. Do you know what I mean? So I think that just shows the sovereignty of God, that there's so much that we don't know, and only He knows that, you know, and it just shows how great He is in comparison to us.
Definitely. No, I definitely, like, I agree with what you say. I can never not believe God is real. To me, it just didn't make sense. It's too specific, because I just see stuff like ants preparing for winter, and then so they have enough food during the summer. I think it's the other way around. And then, like, for example, I think it's chameleons, like, to attract their mate, they put their feathers out and stuff like that. And, like,
not chameleons.
Flamingos. Not flamingos. Peacocks.
Peacocks.
Putting their feathers out, like, stuff like that. Like, eagles break their beaks, so then it grows back stronger.
Oh, you were in church, weren't you?
Longer.
You were in church for that service.
And it's like, all of this stuff, like you said, too far away the sun, we freeze. Too close, we burn up. Like, it's just like so specific. How can my mum and my dad's DNA come together to make me, which is a mixture of both of them? I don't know how I could ever live life as an atheist personally. It just doesn't make sense logically, even if we want to use the word logic. I'm like, this is all too specific for a big, the chances in it. That's why I never yeah, that stuff amazes
It's a
me.
lot.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, damn, because with God, the relationship's personal, right? But sometimes I look at like my sister, I'm like, damn, did God really make her? Like, I can't believe that. Like, he made same way he made me, he made her. Because it's like I'm in my own world with like God, and then she's just there. Like, yeah, I was thinking that the other day. Like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, there's that too. So clearly, you're passionate about God.
God.
And clearly you love God, and that's something that's important to you. So what are the most important things in your life to you, personally?
Been appreciating friendships a lot. Definitely my family. One of the most important things to me as well is purpose. I like to be purpose driven in the sense that I don't want to just be idle, and I get that you can have some times in life where things are just flowing, and that's how it is generally. But yeah, being purposeful is another important thing to me. Family, I said that. Friends, I said that. My relationship with God, definitely, like Him as well. That's also another thing that's important to me. Yeah, I think as well, I'm someone that I like to help people. But when I say help people, I don't want to be quite superficial with it. Like, I want to be able to do more with what I've been given, if that makes sense. So, and it's funny because I listened to a interview at work. I had to do a video edit of that. It was about faith, actually, and this woman being questioned about her faith. And she was explaining it at work. And one thing that she said was that being able to use your gifts to help others, like being able to use your gifts in the full extent that you can to serve other people. Yeah. That's like our responsibility as well. When I think about that, just like the stuff that I do, whether it's graphic design, whatever I do, being able to serve people well. And I see that as a big thing, being able to serve and help out. Because look at Jesus. Jesus was just serving those around him as well, and teaching them to serve other people too. Even when he was washing their feet as well, you can see that act of servitude as well in that. So,
no, for sure.
But I don't know if I would say that's related to gifts, but just that act of being able to serve another person, something like that's quite key, and that sticks with me a lot.
That brings you pleasure, serving other people.
Definitely. I think I'm someone that will go a mile for someone else, even if it might not be reciprocated. I'll still want to be able to do what I can to help someone else, and it can become unhealthy. Because you feel like you're always in a state of rescuing people. But at the same time, I understand that the Bible talks about love, treat others how you want to be treated. And I'd want someone to do that. Even though I'd tell them not to, like, if someone done that for me, like, I'd really appreciate it as well. Yeah. Depending on what it is. But that's how I treat it.
Because I have a question, but before I say the question, I'm going to build it up. Because even in relationships, for example, like you said, it's reciprocal. Sure. I have a friend who does music, right? Okay. He's back in, Milton Keynes, right? Okay. But I travel to go to studio sessions. Now, all the time, he might not be able to travel here, but it's not a thing where I count, when are you going to come? Because I know he will do the same through what he's done for me. Yeah. So it's like, that's when you say, sometimes maybe it might be, you go, I don't know what you said, I'm paraphrasing, but you go the extra mile, or maybe it might be one-sided. Sometimes I've been in a position where it is one-sided on my end, where I put too much, but it's because I have so much faith in the other person doing it for me, and I have faith in our friendship. But do you believe in unconditional love between humans? I know God is different, but between humans, do you believe in unconditional?
I think you can get to a state of loving someone unconditionally, yeah. I think you can get to a state of loving someone unconditionally, and you see that in marriage a lot, friendships as well. Anything, you can literally love someone unconditionally. It's even in the title itself, unconditional love. Like, no matter what you do, I'm still going to love you. But then it goes back to defining what love is, what you're defining love to be. Because I'm always going to base everything off the Bible. Yeah. And what the Bible defines love to be in 1 Corinthians 13, there's a whole list of things when you read that, you understand that love isn't about you, it's about how you treat the other person, regardless of how you're feeling. It says love isn't rude, love is not boastful, love doesn't get upset when, someone does, or when wrong is being done. Love is always truthful. Love never gives up. Like all of that to me is like, it sounds like sacrifices, right? Then it goes back to, you know, what love is from God. God is love. Like, because he loved us, he gave us his son. He wouldn't have given that sacrifice if he didn't love us. Literally, for God so loved the world that he gave. You can see that love is actionable. There needs to be actions attached to your love based on what we learn from the Bible. So going back to that question, is it possible to love someone unconditionally? I think yes, if you're able, it is possible. It definitely is possible, but it is difficult. It's not easy. Loving someone is not easy. Not even romantically. Like I said, even friendship based as well. It's not easy. Which is why we need God's help to do so. But even not looking from it spiritually as well, being able to treat someone even though they don't, or love someone that capacity even though they don't treat you the same way. You know, like for example, I was downstairs in the corridor before we went up the lift, and there was like 3-4 women walking past me and like a tall guy behind them. So I was about to go like through the door, but they were coming ahead of me, so I opened the door and let them pass through. Looked at me, walk by, and none of them said thank you. It was the guy at the end that said thank you. Oh my, I wanted to cuss so bad. Tell her, did they raise you in a farm or something that you didn't know how to use your manners?
Were they black?
Black girls. And I don't want to add that stereotype, but they looked at me sideways and just kept walking like, bro, is your mouth not working or something? But it's like, even like that, I said, God, I'm angry right now, but I'm not doing this so I can get recognition from people. Do you get what I'm saying? So again, it's about checking our intentions as well. Like, okay, I didn't open the door so that they could. Maybe part of me is like, I was expecting a thank you. But like having to check myself then, okay, you're just going to open the door for people because you know they're going to say thank you, or you're not going to open the door for people, or you're not going to help someone out because you know they won't say thank you to you. So despite what someone does, you know, being able to not hold any, I don't want to say not hold any bias, but you know, not let, like you said, I think at the start, you know, no matter what that person does to you, you're not going to let that change you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So still keeping that in mind with other people.
Yeah, definitely, I agree, because I used to have that mindset, and that's the mindset of the world. I do you how you do me, basically. So I'm only going to be nice to you if you're nice to me, and vice versa. But it's the thing where that shows a lot more in your character. To me, it's like, for instance, in that situation, if they didn't say thank you to me, it's like, who raised you, you know, come on, that's common decency, you know. But it's the thing where it's like, if I cuss you out, that takes away from the genuinity of me opening the door. I was opening the door for you to give me something, so is it really genuine? Is it nice? Is it a gesture, you know? But it's a thing where it's like, I definitely had that mindset, but I've changed it now to be like, I'm not going to let, even with that situation, I'm not going to let you change the man I am. I know I'm structured, I know I'm nice, I know I'm a good man, I try my best in it. But I'm not going to go down, even though you hurt me, I'm not going to make you change me. Because then you've won in that sense. So that's kind of like the mindset I've adopted recently. It's much more peaceful, you know, because I'm not doing it for them. So it's not based on what they've done on me. It's like, for me, because I love me so much, I'm going to be the best man I can be, regardless of the situation. Yeah. Definitely something that I've cooked recently, But speaking of romance, do you have a love interest? I asked all the guys this. Or are you just focused on yourself right now, not really looking for anything? That's what every guy says. They're just, most of them are lying.
Do I have a love interest? I'd say yes, there is someone that I'm pursuing.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I know, yes.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Is she black?
Yeah, man.
Oh, shoot.
Yes,
Nigerian?
Nah.
Alright.
Yeah, there is someone that I'm pursuing.
Alright, that's weird. Is she nice?
What do you mean nice? What's your definition of nice in this situation?
Like, character-wise?
Great person.
Respectful?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, alright.
Yeah.
This is news to me, man. I don't know, I just like it when the man are just like, they're all like happy.
I've got nothing to hide, man.
Fair enough.
I feel like trying to keep it a secret won't do any good. For me, it's like, if you're aware, you're aware. I'm not just going to go to the world and start screaming,
Yeah, for sure.
But if someone asks me, like, I won't deny it.
Yeah.
Situation. So.
Oh, shit, alright. Well, do you believe in the law of attraction? Like, where I just do me and then things attract. Is that biblical? Or is that in line with the Bible?
So, when you say I just do me and things attract, do you want to elaborate?
Like, basically, right. With me, I'm going to be honest, because the whole vision of this is to keep it real and genuine.
Sure.
I'm going to be honest, this purity thing, Smith, it's long, man. Like, this purity thing is hard and it's long. I just want to get married young so I don't have to worry about that, right?
Sure.
But it's the thing where the Bible says, he who finds a wife, I can't finish the sentence, but along the lines of that, finds a good thing, obtains favor from the Lord, right? So it's like, wait, God, hold on. You talk about singleness and stuff like that, but then you also want me to find something. When you're finding something, you're seeking for it. I lost my phone, let me go and find it. You know what I mean? So wait, does God want us to focus on us? Because then he said, in Genesis, he presented different helpers to Adam before Eve, and then Adam was like, oh, okay, cool. So Adam was on his grind, and then God brought him someone. But then you also say we should find a wife? So which one is it, like?
So when you look at Adam, in this case, Genesis 2:3,
right?
Chapter 2 or chapter 3. So it says that he made Adam, and he gave him assignment. So he gave him purpose to tend the garden and do all sorts. So you can see that with Adam, before Eve came into the picture, there was a level of purpose, a level of responsibility. He said to him, look after the garden, tend for these things. Yeah. This is your responsibility. Yeah. Afterwards, we can then see that Eve is now put into the picture. So what I took from that was the fact that as men, we have a responsibility, or not only men, as women as well, we all have a responsibility of finding that place of like, okay, what is it that I need to do? Do you get what I'm saying? I don't want to say before you enter a relationship, but it will be advised, especially from how the Bible portrays it to be, that there's a sense of purpose that was given to Adam before. Because I know we like to use the Adam and Eve analogy as well. Yeah, but if you want to pick out, if you want to start deciphering that, we can see that Adam was in a place of purpose as an individual by himself, doing what he was doing, and then Eve came along. So that's my take on that situation. Now going back to he who finds a wife finds a good thing, obtains favor from the Lord. I actually had this question this summer. Perfect. And I was just kind of explaining what I was thinking, my thoughts, and I was just getting frustrated. I was trying to think, what the hell does this mean? And what I concluded with the help of other people, like what was said to me was a sense that it's our responsibility to go out and do the seeking and pursuing as men. Right. He who finds, like you rightfully said, you're not going to find anything by sitting at home and not doing anything.
God, provide me a wife, and you're just sitting.
Even in the sense of like looking for a job as well. God, give me a job, but you're not doing anything. Indeed, there is a sense of going out and doing a pursuit, a hunting. Now, in the sense that you find a wife, there's also Ephesians that talks about presenting your wife to the Lord. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm just going to get it up quickly.
No, definitely.
I don't like butchering scripture. Ephesians 5. Yeah, Ephesians 5. Cool. So from verse 24, Ephesians 5:24, NLT says, as the church submits to Christ, so you wives should submit to your husbands in everything. For husbands, this means love your wives, just as Christ loved the church. He who gave up his life for her to make her holy and clean, washed by the cleansing of God's word. He did this to present her to himself as a glorious church without a spot, wrinkle, or any blemish. Instead, she will be holy without fault. So he said he did this to present her to himself as a glorious church. So there's also a sense where, in as much as we're also finding, it's like going back to God and being like, okay, God, this is the person that I have. What do you think? Have I found the right person? Yes or no? And then in that, you kind of get understanding. That's why I took from the scripture a while back. Probably need to go back and revisit it just to make sure that things are still well. My understanding of it is still good. Right. But even in the sense of finding a wife, going back to God and asking, is this the person that you have for me? Whether it's a yes, whether it's a no, that's between yourself and God. But I think there is an element of going out to find and then going back to check and be like, okay, God, is this what you want me to do? Situation. So, yeah.
Oh, all right. On that topic, in this generation, masculinity and femininity have been skewed. I believe masculinity has now, in modern generation, elements of toxicity, in a sense where it's like, for instance, online I saw, if you're not making this much, you're not a man. I'll show you an example. A certain influencer said, if you're not making, popular influencer like that, if you don't sleep with 50 women, you're not a man. So that's two examples. For women, a lot of girls have the idea with submission, have a negative view on submission. They think it's slavery. And also, I feel like there's a men are trash kind of, what's the word? Like trend or not trend, but like it's there, innit? Like, men are trash and, like, bad ideas of men, like, men are boring, men, women. It's like we're fighting each other, man. But it's like, yeah, what do you think of that?
I think it's very opinion based. It is opinion based.
Okay.
It is people saying opinion. If you don't make 50k, then you're not a man. That's just your preference. You want your person to make 50k. Doesn't mean that the standard for all people to be like you want every man needs to make 50k. Otherwise, he's not a man or whatever it is.
Yeah. There was a man who said this to other men, who's coaches other men. Yeah.
And then other women say whatever it is they're saying. I just think it's all opinion based.
Okay.
People need to be careful, especially influencers, be careful of letting out their opinions and trying to make it a norm for people to live by. And I say that because it could be very dangerous, because now if someone now said something foolish, and you know, if you're an influencer, you're literally leading people, now that becomes the whole thing where other people are like, yeah, so said this, you're not 6 foot tall, I can't date you, you're not this, you're not that, you're not making 6 figures. Okay. I don't want to I don't want to be the person and be like, okay, but what are you bringing to the table? I don't want to be like that. For me, it's all about what are your preferences. Okay. What are your standards? Not what are the standards of the world, or the standards, not even the world, or standards of other people.
Yeah.
You can look at some people's standards or preferences, and if you like them, adapt them to yourself. Yeah. But that shouldn't now be the overall benchmark for all people, whether it's men or whether it's women. You know what I'm trying to say? Obviously, if you're going to refer to the Bible, there's benchmarks and what needs to happen. Yeah. But also, if you come back to the real world that we're living in, it's like all these benchmarks are very strenuous on men and women, and it can cause people to be unhappy.
Yeah, of course.
And not only that, but that's a foundation based on comparison.
Yes, it is.
It's a foundation based on comparison. So and so is making 50k. You're not. If any man is not like so and so, you might not name the person, but based on what he's doing, if you're not doing that, then you're not worthy enough, type of thing. And maybe and I can understand where it might come from. Maybe some people protecting themselves and being scared of like not looking after financially, because there's a book I'm reading about relationships, His Needs, Her Needs, great book. And it talks about, you know, the 10 most important needs for men, romantically, 10 most important needs for women, romantically. I think it's romantically each one. And one of it for women is like financial security. Women, or just security in general. Women need that sense of security, emotional security, financial security, and other sources of security as well. But for example, for men, one of the most important needs for men is that he needs to be with a good-looking woman. You know, that's just an example that the book gives. And we can see that there is a sense of, like, there is fear attached to some of these things, which is where some people's traits, or the reason why some people are saying these things might be coming from. You know, there's an origin behind it. But most times just people being comparing other people to other people, and it just becomes a whole lot of crazy.
No, fact. Yeah, no, I agree. Because when I interview people, I normally get their mindset, but I'm just going to add a bit of my mindset here. How I see it is that I think a lot of people have been hurt. I feel like a lot of women have been hurt, for example, in their past relationships, which then they project it on all men, and they're afraid of leadership. So they're like, nah, I got to do it on my own. Yeah. Like, I've seen plenty of videos where it's like, if I marry someone, what if they just divorce me and leave? Like, it's just like, again, that's coming from her at the end of the day. The guy you pick, I'm sure, part of being a good leader is, you know, taking counsel. Let's take it in football. Like, if I'm the captain of the team, I'm not going to say, you do this, and not take my advice of the teammates. No, you take advice for the teammates, you know. I would take advice from my wife, you know, if she gives a better point of view in a situation, because I believe women are more emotionally intelligent than men in general. And I would take that advice, and I'll be like, oh, okay, do it this way now. And I'll be like, all right, cool, let's do it that way. But I think both men and women are hurt, and they can't trust each other because of their hurt. So I think a lot of people just need to heal before they get in a relationship. But again, it's a lot of people just don't like to be alone, so it's a dilemma, isn't it? It's
it is.
You see that? Like, I'm hurt, but I don't want to be alone, so let me go in bad things, which will hurt me again, and it's a cycle.
I understand that.
Yeah, but I guess I guess it all goes down to preference. Like, at the end of the day, you're right. I don't think if a girl came to me and said, I personally wouldn't date a guy who's making less than this much, I'm like, okay, that doesn't make you a bad person. Maybe that's how you've grown up and stuff like that. Cool, but I don't think you should now shame other men because of that. It's like, just because of your standards. Like, I could say I want a girl who's nice and slim, and well, she might not be nice and slim, you know what I mean? So that doesn't make her less of a woman. It's just preference. I understand that. Do you have a dream?
Many dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, many. But I think right now the stage I'm in is finding ways to make it more realistic.
Okay.
Not to say that I'm diminishing the dream, but when I say realistic, how can I get to that dream?
Yeah.
In reality, what are the practical steps I could take to get into where I want to go to? There are many things that come to mind. Yeah.
So, do you have like a main like goal? Like, this is what I want to achieve in my life on Earth. Like,
I have many, but in the sense of like what my main purpose, if that's what the question is like I've actually been challenging this question a lot because I think I'm in a place where I feel like I'm picking and choosing, or I'm just in and out, mainly because I've just come with the changes in my life right now. So leaving uni, where I was heavily invested in leadership in the church for like 4 or 5 years, and now coming out of that, and when I went in, I was just starting my faith. So now coming out of that, trying to rediscover, okay, what am I doing now? Like, I feel like I'm at that phase where I'm just trying to figure out. I have an idea what I could be doing or what different things could be, but to say like that one direct thing that I need to do, no, other than to make people know about Jesus. Other than that, there's not a distinct thing that I can confidently say like, oh, this is what I'm doing. I have a list of things that I want to do and feel like that's the way is, or that is the way. But that one distinct thing, I'll leave that to you.
do you think there's pressure on a lot of us, both guys and girls, to have it figured out at a young age?
Definitely, there is a lot of pressure, especially from those who come from families. So where things might have not been good. When I say not good, I guess where you're in a family where you want better for yourself, or you want better for the family. Comparing to like a rich family or whatever it is, or better higher class family. It's like you obviously want to add that pressure of like, okay, I want to do better. If you're a big attainer, or a big achiever, you want to have that perspective of like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm that perspective where it's like I want better for myself, so I'm constantly putting pressure on myself, and listening to that, constantly putting pressure on myself. And I can see as well in this world as well, that's also been applied to, and you can say that whole thing about relationships has also been added to it as well, and also comparison on social media. You see another person in Dubai with like a G-Wagon or something, it's like everyone else kind of could have like, oh, I want to be like that, and then that pressure of wanting to be that guy or that woman is there. So I feel like it is there, and social media doesn't help us sometimes, and it kind of helps us to want what other people want and just start to be jealous, and so the comparison is really ugly. So
I agree. I was even because me personally, on my notes I've written a lot of stuff that the main things that I believe I need to work on. And there's a thing where it's like, I do small achievements during the day. I'm like, oh, I'm proud of myself. But there was one time where my mind went, wait, but other people who are more disciplined than me right now are like, that's small to them. And then immediately the joy got sucked away. I was like, wow, comparison is the thief of joy. I had to refocus my mind to be like, nah, I'm in my own lane right now. I have blinders on like the horses and the races. And I just need to focus on me and being the best version of me. And eventually I'll get to where I need to get to. If you keep comparing, because he might have struggled with something that you can do easily. So it's like, comparison is really
problematic.
Yeah, very problematic. I see cereals here, cornflakes and stuff. Do you like cereal?
Yeah, bro.
What are your top 3 cereals? Because there's not much cold brands.
Cornflakes, number 1.
Cornflakes, number 1.
I love cornflakes.
Smith, cornflakes.
I love cornflakes.
Not Frosties, just plain cornflakes. Nah, Smith, I'm just...
Cornflakes, Cocoa Pops, and...
Nah, Smith.
Crunchy Nut, I guess.
Crunchy Nut, which is like the honey cornflakes, basically. Crunchy Nut, my dad put me on it. I haven't gone back since.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in that list. Cornflakes number 1.
Cornflakes is an original, bro. You can't go wrong with it. Original. I'm a chill guy, bro.
It's because I think it's because of the sugar I have with like Frosties and stuff. Okay. It's like I go back and it's like
I like the natural taste of it, bro. Just calm, collected. That's what you do.
For me, it will have to be. I don't know if you've heard of these, but golden. Do you know Golden Nuggets?
I had an addiction to that, bro.
Yeah,
I had to let go of that. Oh, cookies actually. Scratch that. Cornflakes, cornflakes, Cocoa Pops, cookies might be there.
Cookies as in the cereals.
Yeah.
That's Kellogg's, isn't it? That's still Kellogg's?
I think so. Or less quick, one of them.
Kellogg's. Yeah. One of them. Okay. Wow. Nah, man.
Yeah,
cornflakes. I can't put cornflakes up there. For me, Golden Nuggets, number 2. Number 2 Cheerios,
Okay.
and number 3. I'll give it to Weetabix very slightly. Weetabix.
Okay, fair enough.
Or maybe you heard of Weetos?
Yeah, I just the brown ones.
Yeah, the
I
brown
just had
ones.
them before I went
Oh,
to Costco,
really?
bro,
Yeah.
I was thinking, should I put them there, but
Yeah. If not, it's Weetos.
Fair enough.
Yeah. How many siblings do you have?
3, so 4 together, including me.
I say that because I've always wanted the older brother, and I'm the oldest. Have you ever had that thought too?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Sucks being the oldest sometimes, but someone's got to do it, innit?
Responsibility, yeah.
Yeah. Like, because it's a thing where it's like, but especially as a Nigerian as well, like, it's like, I don't know if you experienced this as well, but it's like, David, you're going to secondary. David, you're going to sixth form. David, you're going to uni.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be the first one. You have to set the top tier. Yeah.
The benchmark.
Yeah,
It does because, and again, those pressures that we spoke about can come from that as well, wanting to set the standards. So it's not easy for us firstborns to be in that position.
Nah, not easy, man. Not easy. But yeah, fair enough. Would you ever act?
With the act,
Yeah.
I thought about it, but I don't know. The act is crazy to me, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just literally having that whole personality switching character is crazy, bro.
I think like it will do something to you mentally as well.
Definitely can do.
Yeah.
It can do.
I feel like you'll go crazy. I know a lot of, we're thinking of the same thing. Yeah. So that's why I wouldn't. Also, I have a problem, Smith, help me out, because I have a problem with being like cringed out, right? And I guess it stops me, because I do something and I'm like, but that's not really cool. I guess that's the mentality of cringeness.
Sure.
And it's like, how do I overcome that? Because someone actually said, do you watch Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, obviously, they'll eventually choose a Miles Morales, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna be jealous of whoever that is, man, because I feel like I could have pulled it off. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's definitely gonna bug me. But it's the thing where even if I did want to act, my friend was like, imagine if you did that. I was like, yeah, imagine. Then I stopped. My mind went places. Maybe, but how? But then it's just auditioning. To me, that's not cool. So it like stopped myself from even.
What do you mean? It's not cool.
You have a script and you have to pretend like you're talking to someone.
That's acting, bro. That's acting, bro.
Yeah, but to me, it's like that's a bit. Is that toxic? Is that?
You know, they do that. I don't know. You probably just don't like it. Preference, probably just don't like it. Because, for example, like Idris Elba, he's built up a reputation, a credibility. So, like, if there's a movie coming out, and if they want like Miles Morales' dad, and they feel like he fits into that genre, like, bro, he might not even need to audition. You know what I'm saying, for that credibility. But for someone who's got like no street credit or whatever it is, like you're gonna have to prove yourself. So, I guess it's like a trial, if anything. So if you want to say that trials are just cringe, then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Because that means interviews are cringe then.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess. But because I think it's a thing that a lot of mandem like struggle with. Like, for example, in church, if you just like in God's house, when people are doing praise and worship, if you just scan the room, you'll see all the girls dancing, no, and you'll just see the guys like this, and their hands in their pocket, or like this. Why are we like that?
I don't know, bro. Maybe some people can't dance. I know for me, I'm not that great dancing.
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe some people are stiff. They just feel shy. They don't want to let out. But at the end of the day, you just gotta, understand who you're doing it for, and kind of have that understanding. Like, you don't care what you look like. You're praising God. So it's a mentality thing, bro. Honestly, it is.
Do you think it's unhealthy because those same guys, if it was a song that they liked with their guys, do you think they would jump in?
100%. It is a mentality thing. And again, just going back to, because I do it as well. But I try to get out of that mindset where it's like, I don't want to look stupid, or I don't want to do the most. But it's like, you need to understand, you're not doing it to please other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's for God.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Physically, mentally, what are you talking?
Physically, in general, like I want to be in a house in Dubai.
In 5 years, I might be in this country. I might not be in this country, depending on how things go. Potentially married in 5 years.
Amen.
With a child or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
5 years?
Maybe.
5 years, I'll take you to 27, innit? 5,
28.
6, 7, 8, 8.
Yeah, maybe with a kid or two.
Or 2, Smith.
Yeah,
Hey.
probably have my own company.
No time wasted.
Bro, probably have my own business by then.
Amen.
Or businesses. Yeah, just like a brief overview of what's going on.
Yeah.
Would have definitely bought my house or a house. So
Yeah.
by then, maybe like a few 3, 4, maybe 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right. And in general, would you say you're happy in life?
Right now,
Yeah.
always gotta have that mentality of contentment, man.
100.
Despite what's going on. So right now, I'm content with everything that's going on in my life. Of course, you're always gonna want more. But if you keep wanting more, then you can fall into that trouble of never being grateful for what you do have.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I can say I'm pretty content right now with what's going on.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. Even me, the same thing. Like, I don't think I've ever been ungrateful because I look around and like people are getting bombed. Look at where we're at right now. It's like, how can we really complain? Like, God has given us breath. If I'm hungry, if I'm starving, there's food right there, Smith. Like, I have a phone, I can call my friend, Mom, how you doing, Dad? But they're still alive. It's like, I'm blessed. Like, I can't really complain. Like, I constantly have that mindset. Like,
it takes a lot to go back to that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because I think a lot of people are like, what I don't have, but it's like, look at what you do have. Yeah. And it sounds cliche, but genuinely, like, that's Smith, like, I can name so much stuff that we can do just us sitting here now. And it's like crazy when people are literally getting bombed in wherever.
Yeah, man, like food, electricity.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this thing would cut out like in Nigeria and stuff like that. like headphones, like, yeah, man, it's a blessing.
You gotta be grateful for little things, bro.
Of course. Yes, sir. Anything else you want to say?
Nah, keep tuning in. Looking forward to the next guests that are coming in.
Yes, sir.
Definitely gonna be insightful, learning a lot of knowledge,
yes,
experiences. So you'd be silly not to tune in and learn from other people as well.
100%.
But yeah, more strength, more grace, more opportunities as you continue, bro.
Amen. Appreciate you, brother. That's Smith. See, I like that one. I like the